Procedure for solving equations. Student learning objectives. 1. Steps to follow when solving an equation. Steps to follow when solving an equation. 1. Remove parentheses, if any. Remove parentheses, use the distribution. To remove parentheses, use distribution property, which says A inside the parentheses, B plus C is equal to A times B plus A times C. So we distribute A times B plus A times C. Or if it is in parentheses B plus C, outside the parentheses times A. This is B times A plus C times A. 2, if there are fractions, multiply both sides of the equal sign by the least common denominator. 3, combine like terms, if any. Like terms have the same variable with the same exponent. 4, if the variable terms are on both sides of the equal sign, use the addition principle on the variable terms to move the variable terms on one side of the equal sign. 5, apply the addition principle on the constant term to move the constant term to the side of the equal sign that does not contain the variable term. 6, use the multiplication principle to multiply both sides of the equal sign by the multiplicative inverse of the coefficient of the variable, if the coefficient is different than 1. 7, simplify the solution if possible. 8, check the solution. Example, solve and check the solution. 1, negative 2x plus 12 minus 3x is equal to 10x minus 20 plus 2. First, combine like terms. So to the left, minus 2x and minus 3x are like terms. Combining the two will give us minus 5x. And we have plus 12. Is equal to, on the right-hand side, minus 20 plus 2. They are like terms. We combine the two. So we have, it becomes 10x minus 18. We have the variable term on both sides of the equal sign. So we're going to use the addition principle to add, to move the variable term to one side of the equal sign. So we add minus 5x, the additive inverse of the coefficient of minus 5 is plus 5. So in order to make it like term, it has to be plus 5 and then the variable x. We're going to add 5x to both sides. So when we do that, minus 5x plus 5x is 0. 0 plus 12 is 12. So we just have 12 is equal to 10 plus 5, 10x plus 5x, 15x. They're like terms. Minus 18. Now we have the constant term on the same side as the variables. So we apply the the addition principle on the constant term so that we move it to the other side of the equal sign. So since it is, we're going to add the additive inverse of negative 18, which is 18. So we add 18 to both sides of the equal sign. So this here is equal to negative 18 plus 18 is 0. 0 plus 15x is 15x. Is equal to 12 plus 18. So we add, this is 0 and 30. we apply the multiplication principle and multiply both sides of the equal sign by the multiplicative inverse of the coefficient of x. The multiplicative inverse of the coefficient of x is 1 over 15. So we multiply both sides of the equal sign by 1 over 15. So we have 30 times 1 over 15 is 30 over 30 over 15 is equal to 1 over 15 times 15 is 1. 1 times x is x. 30 over 15 is 2. So the solution is 2x is equal to 2. We need to check. Minus 2x plus 12 minus 3x is equal to 10x minus 20 plus 2 minus 2 times x plus 12 minus 3 times x is equal to 10 times x minus 20 plus 2. We replace x by 2. And so because we're checking if this will give us an identity. And we put a question mark to indicate we are going through the process of checking. Minus 2 times 2 is 4, plus 12. Minus 3 times 2, minus 6 is equal to question mark. 10 times 2 is 20, minus 20, plus 2. 4 plus 12 is 16. This is minus 4. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 12 is 8. Minus 6 is equal to question mark. 20 minus 20 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. 2 is equal to 2. So we get an identity. This means x is equal to 2 is a solution. Let's do the next question. This question has parentheses. So in the procedure, the first thing we need to do is remove the parentheses because we have a parenthesis here. So we use the distribution property, distribute the 2. Minus 10x plus 14 is equal to, distribute the minus 20 to remove the parentheses. This is minus 100x plus negative 20 times 2 is 40 minus 50. Combine like terms, if any. We have like terms on the right side of the equal sign. So we combine 40 and minus 50. Minus 10x plus 14 is equal to minus 100x minus 10. Add 100. So we move the variable term on one side of the equal sign. So we apply the addition principle to do that on the variable term. So which is 100x, add 100x. This here will give us 90x plus 14 is equal to minus 10. Now we have a constant term on the same side as the variable term, where we have this variable. So we're going to apply the addition principle to move it to the other side of the equal sign. So we subtract 14 from both sides. $90x is equal to 14 minus 14 is 0, minus 10 plus minus 14 is minus 24. use the multiplication principle and multiply both sides by the multiplicative inverse of the coefficient of x. So 1 over 90 times 90x is equal to minus 24 times 1 over 90. This is x is equal to negative 24 over 90. So this can be written as negative 12 times 2. We can write it as negative 4 times 6. In the denominator, we can write it as we divide 90 divided by 6. 1 times 6, subtract, the difference is 3. Bring the 0. 5 times 6 is 30. So this is 15 times 6. It's 90. They have a common factor. Replace that by 1. And this negative 24 over 90 simplifies to negative 4 over 15. So x is equal to negative 4 over 15. We need to check. We're not done. So this is the solution. So to check, we have 2 times minus 5x plus 7 is equal to minus 20 times 5x minus 2 minus 50. So replace x by negative 4 over 15 minus 5 times negative 4 over 15 plus 7 is equal to negative 2, negative 20 times 5 times negative 4 over 15. Minus 2, minus 50, question mark. So we have here 2 times minus 5 over 15 is, so we have minus 5 times minus 4 over 15. 15 can be written as 5 times 3 plus 7. Is equal to minus 20 times 5 times minus 4 over 5 times 3. 15, we can write it as 5 times 3 minus 2 minus 50, question mark. This here is equal to 2 times by 5 is negative 1. By 5 is 1. And the same by 5, 1 by 5, 1. So we have negative 1 times negative 4 is 4. So we have 4 over 3 plus 7 is equal to question mark minus 20 times negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 over 1 times 3 is 3 minus 2 minus 50. So remove the parentheses. We have distribute the 2, distribute the minus 20. So we have 8 over 3 plus 14 is equal to question mark. We have 80 over 3. This product is 80 plus 40. So we remove the parentheses. Now we have minus 50. So this here is 8 over 3 plus 14 times 3 over 3. So they have the same denominator, equal to question mark 80 over 3 minus 10 times 3 over 3. This here is 8 over 3 plus 2, 40. 3 times 2 is 12. 2 carry over 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 42. So we have 3 is equal to question mark 80 over 3 minus 30 over 3. 8 plus 42 is 50 over 3 is equal to 80 minus 30 is 50 over 3. We get an identity. So that means x is equal to negative 4 over 15 is a solution. Okay, now we have a fraction. 25 over 6x minus 5 is equal to 18 over 5x minus 13 over 3. In the procedure for solving equations, if there's a parenthesis, the first thing we want to do is remove the parenthesis. And then the second thing we need to notice for is for fractions. If there are fractions, multiply both sides of the equal sign by the LCD. So that's what we do if there are any fractions. And this problem does have fractions. So we multiply both sides of the equal sign by the LCD. The LCD here is 30. So we can go back, LCD, the least common denominator, the 3 factors into 3. 5 factors are just 5. 6 factors into 2 times 3. These are the prime factors of these numbers. The LCD, so that's what we're looking for. The LCD will contain each of the factors. So we'll have the 2, the 3, and the 5. So all of them are of degree 1. 3 repeats for 2 different ones. We just pick one of it. So this product is 30. So the LCD is 30. So we multiply both sides of the equal sign by the LCD. So this times this, and this times that. Remove the parentheses. So we have 30 times 25 over 6. And there's x. Minus 30 times 5 is equal to, we distribute 18 times 30 over 5. 18x. Minus 13 times 30 over 3. This here, the 30 and the 6 have a common factor. 30 divided by 6 is 5. So we have 5 times 25x minus 30 times 5 is 150, is equal to, the 30 and the 5 have a common factor. 30 over 5 is 6. So we have 18x times 6. I replace this multiplication by a dot to distinguish between the variable x and the multiplication sign, minus 30 and the 3 can cancel. 30 over 3 is 10. So we have 13 times 10. So 5 times, now we simplify. 5 times 25, 125x minus 150 is equal to 18 times 6. 8 times 6 is 48, right? The 8 carry over the 4. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10x minus 13 times 10 is 130. Okay. The next step here is to bring the variables on one side and the numbers on the other side. So we subtract 108x from both sides. 108x minus 108x is 0. This difference here, 15 minus 8 is 7. 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, so it's x. Minus 150 is equal to 130. Add 130 to both sides. Uh, 150. So the minus 150, we need to add the additive inverse of negative 150 to both sides, not the 130. So we want to make 17x by itself. So 150. This here is 0. 17x is equal to, the sum here is 0, 8, 280. Divide both sides by x by 17. So 17x over 17 is equal to 280 over 17. This is the same as multiplying both sides of the equal sign by the multiplicative inverse of 17. Then this gives us x is equal to 280 over 17. Let's simplify. 280 divided by 17. 1 times 17. 17 is a prime number, so let's see if 280 divides into equal parts by 17. So this is 1, and this difference is 1. Bring down to 0. So how many times would 17 go into 110? Let's say 5 times. So it's not going to divide into equal parts. So it's 5, 3, 1, 5, 80, 85. So it can go 6 times. But it's 280 is not divided equally into whole numbers by 17. So we have 6 here, 42, carry over 4. We have 6 plus 4. So it goes 10. So it goes into 5 times, not, let's see, did it go by 6? 2, 4, 6 times 1, 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. Subtract, the difference here is 8. So we have a remainder 8. So the answer is 280 over 17. So now we do check 25 over 6x minus 5 is equal to 18 over 5x minus 13 over 3. So 25 over 6 times 280 over 17 minus 5 is equal to 18 over 5 times 280 over 17 minus 13 over 3, question mark. Okay, so we multiply these numbers. 25 times 280, we can write it as 2 times 140 over 6 can be written as 2 times 3 times 17. So minus 5 is equal to, we can write this as 18 times 280 can divide into 5. 50 into 56 times 5, 6 times 5 is 30. So we can write this as 5 times 56. That's 280 over 5 times 17 minus 13 over 3. So we have the 2 cancel, and this becomes 25 times 140 over 3 times 17. So 140 times 25 is 0. Carry over to 7. This is 0, 8, 2, 0, 0, 5, 3,500. So this is 25 times 140, 3,500 over 3 times 17, 1, 2, 51 minus 5. So we want to multiply this by 51 over 51. So they have the same denominator here. When we come back on the next step. Over here, the 5 cancel. And we have 18 times 56. It's 48, carry over 4, 10. This is 40, 0, carry over 4, 9, 8, 0, 1008. So this product 18 times 56 is 1008 over 1 times 17 minus 13 over 3. So now we still put the question mark. Don't forget that. Okay, so we want This have different denominators. We multiply this by 17 over 17, and we multiply this by 3 over 3. So we have 3,500 over 51 minus this product is 255 over 51 equal to question mark. We multiply, since this class doesn't allow calculator, so we have to do everything by hand. So we have 1,008 times 3. This is 4, carry over 2, 0, 2, 0, 3. So 3,024. 17 times 3 is 51. Minus 13 times 17. 1, carry over 2, 9, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 221 over 51. Okay. It doesn't look like we get the same on each side. So we made a mistake somewhere, either in our work while checking or while solving for the problem. This two do not equal. This is less than 3,000 on the right hand side. This is not less than 3,000, and they have the same denominator. So we made a mistake somewhere. So we need to check. Okay, so we actually made a mistake on when solving the problem. So this is why we don't get the if we check, we don't get an identity. So let's complete this. 3,500 minus 255. Subtract 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 5 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2, and 3,245. So this is 3,245 over 51 equal to, we are saying that subtract 3024 minus 221. This is 3, 0. 10 minus 2 is 8, then 2,803 over 51. This is a false statement. They're not equal. So what it tells us here is that the answer 280 over 17 is incorrect. So that means we made a mistake in our work. So going back to check. So the LCD is 30. We multiplied each side, both sides of the equal sign by the LCD. So what happens here? 30 times 25 over 6 is 125x. And then 30 times 5 minus 5 is 150. So minus 150 equal to. And then 30 times 18 over 5. That is equal to 108x. And then 30 times 13 over 3 is 130 with minus 130. So up to here, it was correct. Then where did we make the mistake? We made the mistake here. So subtract, we want to bring all the variable on one side. So 108x minus 108x on both sides. So this is 0. 125 minus 108 is 17. So 15 minus 8 is 7. And 1, bring it down, and this 0. So 17x. So now 17x minus 150 is equal to, this is 0, minus 130. So what did we do here? We forgot to bring that minus here. So what happens next? When we add 100 to isolate 17x, we need to add 150. So when we added, it became 280. So this minus sign should have been there. So we add that minus sign and recalculate. Negative 130 plus 150 is 20, positive 20, not 280. So change this to 20 and divide by 17x. So dividing both sides by 17, we get 20 over 17. So x is 20 over 17, not 280. Now that is what we're going to check. Okay, so that's what it means when you make a mistake to go back and check. So, and this is not a, this problem required us to a little bit more work than what we've been looking at. So this will be, when you're solving problems like this, is a typical process that you go through. The simple examples we've been doing so far is just to illustrate the concept of how to solve a problem. So now let's check. A little bit of all this work here. We're going to use the same space to check. We have 25 over 6x minus 5 is equal to 18 over 5x minus 13 over 3 25 over 6 times. So inside the parentheses, we're going to replace x by 20 over 17. Question mark. Okay, so now we have here, we multiply. The 6 and the 20 have a common factor, which is 2. So by 2, 10. By 2, 3, 25, 10. 25 times 10 is 250. 17 times 3 is 51. So, okay, minus 5 over 1. So we want to go ahead and multiply this by 51 over 51. So on the next step, we just evaluate the product equal to question mark by 5, 1. The 20 and the 5 have a common factor. By 5, 4. So we have 4 times 8, 32, 2, carry over 3, 72. Over 1 times 17 minus 13 over 3. We wanted this two to have the same denominator, so we multiply 13 over 3 by 17 over 17. And 72 over 17 by 3 over 3. Okay, so next, 250 over 51 minus 255 over 51. 5 times 51 is 255. 525 is equal to question mark. $72 times 3. This is 6, 21, 216. 17 times 3 is 51. Minus 13 times 17. This 1 carry over 2, 9. This is 3, 1, 1, 2, 221. 3 times 17 is 51. 200, and so this here, 250 minus 255 over 51 is equal to 216 minus 221 over 51, question mark. 250 minus 255 is minus 5. Over 51. 216 minus 221 is also minus 5 over 51. So this is an identity. That means the answer here is 20 over 17.